And we welcome you to beautiful Lewis Downs here in Gainesville, Florida for race day number 9 in the Lewis Rakes. Of course, I don't have it in front of me. HRFL, everybody. I am Jimmy Rakes, your stride by stride guide for today's races. And before I send it over to Chris and Nate for the rest of our pregame, let's take a look at the weather here in the swamp. We are not having swampy conditions. We've got no rain today. The dirt track and the synthetic track will be running fast, and our turf track will be running firm. All right. Got the weather. Let's send it over to Chris Lewis for more of our pregame show. Chris?
All right, yeah. Hey, thanks, Jimmy. So we got the real standard weather today, and it's actually been a few weeks since we've had real standard weather, so kind of back to normal. All right, we'll start with a little day 8 recap. First, it was a tremendous day for Andrew. He had 3 wins, 2 places in one show. He had one race where he finished first, second, and third, and then I think the very next race he finished first and second. Um, it was there were a lot of downhill races. I think it was a successful day. There's 8 downhill races remaining, including a stakes race, the Eddie D Stakes, which is the second new stakes race of the year. All right. Speaking of Andrew having a good day, I think we got Andrew here with us.
Hey, can everyone hear me?
Yes. Hey, good to have you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. You're in your own Gainesville.
Good deal. Well, hey, wanted to ask, you're the first owner to have an A grade horse retire. Can you speak to the impact Portugal the Fast's retirement has had on your stable?
So Portugal, the fast retiring was huge. It was a definite linchpin in our success, previous successes. But what it's really done is kind of provided us with an opportunity to open things up and kind of pick our races a little bit more carefully. And if things didn't go our way one week with Portugal, that would kind of set the tone for the rest of the entire day. So now it's nice seeing opportunities in every race rather than just that one race every 2 or 3 weeks, I guess is probably the best way to say it.
Sure. Yeah. One door closes and another one opens. All right. Hey, so you had a great day 8, 3 wins, 6 top 3 finishes, and you climbed 2 spots in the standings. Do you feel there's been a positive shift in momentum for you heading into the second half of the season?
I don't think it's so much momentum. I've been kind of fighting against my own, I don't want to call it laziness, but uh, I'm kind of forced now, again, without Portugal the Fast, I'm kind of forced to pick my races better. I'm kind of forced to trust the kind of process and spread the wealth a little bit more. So last week was a good reminder that when I take my time, pick my races, pick my matches, then good things are going to happen. And I think that's what I'm going to be looking to do from here on out, rather than just, take any horse that fits into the race, and just go out there and run them. So we're going to be a little bit more strategic, and I think last week kind of showed that.
Sure. Great. Okay. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So a little day 9 preview. After today, we'll be at the halfway point. Actually, I guess halfway through today, we'll be at the half day point. Days remaining, 9 actually of 17. So after this, there's going to be 8 of 17 left. Um, but the stakes purses remaining are well over 55%. So there's still plenty of money left because of how many stakes races are loaded into the back half of the calendar. All right, so for day 9, something that stuck out to me is we've got some races with some clear favorites. So we got a 10 race slate. I'm going to talk real quick about those races 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So in race 3, you got H grade Mediocre Samaritan, the highest grade, and the only one of that grade. So the clear favorite there in race 3. In race 7, there's only the highest grade is grade D, Ne Anastasio. There's no other grade D, and there's actually no other grade E. So that's a significant advantage, a significant favorite. And that's actually a D grade horse available at a $30,000 claim price. which is certainly rare. All right. Do we have a clear favorite in race 8? There's only one D grade horse. That's Off to Neverland from Charlie's stable. And that's a $40,000 claim race. D grade horse available. Clear favorite in race number 9, even though the field is this huge, there's only one B grade horse, which is the favorite Good Authority from Christian's stable. And we got a favorite in race 10 also. And it's a big one because it's Checkmate, who's back all-time winningest horse in terms of prize money. And look, has never finished outside the top 3. So it's interesting. We got 10 races and half of them have a clear favorite. Of course, the favorites don't always win. So we'll have to see how it shakes out. All right. Nate's knowledge.
Thank you, Chris. So, as mentioned earlier, last race day, number 3, Andrew got first, second, and third in the race. So, I wanted to see exactly how many times that happened and also how many times each stable had a 1-2 finish. Andrew is at the top of the 1-2 standings with 8, Zach has 5, and I have 4. However, Andrew is the clear winner of the 1-2-3 races with 3, and everyone else has 0. Along with last race day, he did it twice in 2024, one on race day 12 and then again on race day 14. So good job by you, Andrew. Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Nate. Yeah, well, Andrew loads them up. He'll load 3 and more horses into races. But yeah, great knowledge, Nate. And we talked a lot about that 2 weeks ago, so it's good to see the stats. All right, quick look at the standings there. Even though it was sort of just the middle of the calendar race week, there were quite a few changes. So I guess most significantly, up in the top 2, we saw a switch. Jimmy passing Brett is now in second place behind Alex. Brett fell to third, and then 3 horses down towards the bottom of the standings each climbed 2 spots, and so they're now more, I guess, in the middle of the standings. We already mentioned Andrew. Nate's up to 8th now, and Zach's up to 7th, which is just 1 spot out of the top 6, which is, of course, the top 6 wins some prize money. So quite a lot of movement for just a regular old day 8. All right, everyone's favorite segment, Jimmy. We're going back to you, Dark Horse Detective.
Thank you, Chris. Going with our penultimate race of the day, race number 9. And I like campfire songs here. Obviously F grade, but loves the surface, loves the distance, and yeah, a couple wins under their belt already. But yep, going with campfire songs. I'll hedge a little bit and say campfire songs to show, but there you go. Campfire songs, my dark horse today.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, definitely a dark horse, F grade horse in a pretty packed field, but we'll see. All right. Oh, yes. It's coming up now. It's Stefan's freaking out. It's about a month away. The draft will be Sunday, June 7th at 7 p.m. Just as a reminder. I'll do a reminder every broadcast between now and then, which there might only be a couple. All right, one last look at the standings there. And we'll head to the track for race 1 right after this.
3 career wins.
Looks like Snacky Chan snags the win.
2025 3-year-old male turf champion.
Wow. That was as close as it could get. Snacky Chan, though, with the win for Zach.
And he's hungry for more.
Your photo finish. Snacky Chan, the late run, gets the win for Zach.
Snacky Chan.
Okay.
All right. And of course, thank you, Nate, for that.
Very
Hungry
nice.
for more. Good
The
deal.
whole reason I used
He
that
was
voice
just
was for
eating
that
up that
line.
competition, man. Just
Yeah.
eating it. Just gorging on the competition.
Nate, what about the voice you were going to say?
Oh, well, the whole reason I used that voice was for that one line is he's hungry for more.
All right. Good stuff.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. Well, hey, day 9, right?
All right, here we go. Now to the track for our first race of the day. We've got a short one on the synthetic track, 6.5 furlongs, and a small field. So everybody but one horse will be in the money. What are you guys looking at here, Nate and Chris?
Windy City got her one on her last start on race day 6, going 11 and a half furlongs, so really cutting back in distance here.
Um, I guess what I'm most interested in seeing is Foopin and Hoopin making only their second career start. I guess also another side note, consistent with the pregame show, is Andrew's got two horses in this one, and he's got a history of finishing one too. So those are some horses to watch.
Nice. All right. We'll see if Andrew can keep that 1-2 going. Get the last horse in, and they're off. First race of the day. Ichigo, Windy City, and let's not say we did. Setting the pace early around the first turn. Foopin and Hoopin there with Down Under Wonder, Stampedo, and Bite Size rounding out our field. But Ichigo up front. Foopin and Hoopin now right with Ichigo. Let's not say we did there as well. Windy City trying to come up there in that first group, but Foopin and Hoopin now building a lead as we're past the halfway point. Over a half length lead over the field. Ichigo, let's not say we did, trying to keep pace. Windy City, Bite Size coming up there as well. But Foopin and Hoopin maintaining a half length lead down the stretch, stretching the lead and going towards the finish. Foopin and Hoopin wins it easily. And we're going to have a close one for second. Windy City making a run past Ichigo and Bite Size Down Under Wonder all right there. And we got a photo finish. Down Under Wonder makes it 1-2, not for Andrew, but for Stefan. Stampedo in third, Bite Size 4, Ichigo 5, Windy City 6, and let's not say we did in last. But Foopin and Hoopin and Down Under Wonder making it 1-2 in the first race for Stefan.
Yeah, how about Foopin and Hoopin with a huge win? That was by a lot. And then how about that race for second?
Came back quick, that late charge.
Yeah, that's about a 5-horse tie almost.
My
Sorted
goodness,
out for
yeah.
Stefan to get the 1 and 2. Congrats, Stefan.
Nicely done. All right, let's head over to the dirt for our second race of the day. Purse a little bigger and 11 furlongs. A bigger field as well, as we've got 11 horses ready to rock. What do you guys see?
So for Deliberate Speed, this is their 6th time in the number 2 post position. That is the most in the league by 2.
Ooh, all right. Well, hey, interesting. Here's another example. Andrew loading up a race. He's got 3 in it. By far the most success is Play Make Believe from Nate's stable. The most money per entry. And what is that? 7 top 3 finishes, and that's number 3 horse.
Nice. All right, let's see how it shakes out. Last horses in the gate, and they're off. Play Make Believe, AI Handshake up there early. Silk Vanilla Creamer as well with Citronaut. Sam Clemens now taking an early lead right there with Citronaut around the first turn. Prickly Pete up in that front group now. Deliberate Speed, Amplify getting closer as well. Silk Vanilla Creamer too, but Citronaut and Sam Clemens nose to nose here at the halfway point. Deliberate Speed, Silk Vanilla Creamer making their way up to that front group. Amplify, Play Make Believe, AI Handshake all there as well. Making it a close race here for second, maybe even for first. Citronaut trying to build a lead, but the field will not let him. Sam Clemens, AI Handshake, Deliberate Speed all there. They're nose to nose. Deliberate Speed, Sam Clemens, Citronaut amplifies there. AI Handshake, Prickly Pete. We're going to have a photo finish. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? Deliberate Speed trying to hold in the first. Can't do it. Mount Timpanogos. Didn't even name the entire race. Ends up winning for Zach. Deliberate Speed, the place. Play Make Believe, the show. Then it's Sam Clemens, AI Handshake, Prickly Pete rounding out the money, followed by Citronaut, Amplify, W. Social, Silk Vanilla Creamer, and Zamboni Pro rounding out the field. But Mount Timpanogos getting the win for Zach.
Okay, yeah, congrats, Zach. This was a much smaller race than yesterday's real life Kentucky Derby, but that's pretty close, right?
Yeah, very similar.
The
Yeah,
wall of horses,
everybody in it
to the finish,
on the stretch.
Look at yeah. So hey, congrats, Zach. Good one. Good race.
Nice. All right, good races so far. Let's go on to race number 3, our first claiming race of the day on the synthetic track. And 10 furlongs here. Everybody in the money. Just 3 owned horses: Dignified, Mediocre Samaritan, and Almost Yankee. What else are you looking for, guys?
Well, Meteor American, big favorite here, has the most second place finishes in league history with 6. Literally half of his starts he finishes in second.
How about that? And yeah,
Wow.
that was a horse I highlighted as the big favorite in this one.
All right, let's see how it shakes out. Out to our synthetic track here at Lewis Downs. As we said, everybody in the money, and they're off. Almost Yankee, along with Russian Sympathizer. Up front, early Mediocre Samaritan there as well, with Dignified, Uncle Juice, and Clockwork.
You're muted.
Russian Sympathizer and Mediocre Samaritan up in that first group. Uncle Juice right there as well. Almost Yankee. Clockwork Matrix trying to make their way up. And Mediocre Samaritan building a lead as they come around the last turn. Uncle Juice catching up with Mediocre Samaritan. 2-horse race right now for first. Uncle Juice back and forth. Mediocre Samaritan nose to nose. Clockwork Matrix trying to make it a 3-horse race, but Mediocre Samaritan's pulling away on the stretch. Clockwork Matrix making a late run, trying to get with Mediocre Samaritan. Uncle Juice is there as well. Might be close, but no. Mediocre Samaritan holds him off. Victory for Nate, Uncle Juice, and Clockwork Matrix 2-3. Then it's Dignified, Russian Sympathizer, and Almost Yankee. But Nate, is that win number 51?
It is number 51.
There you go.
51. 51.
50.
Right. Congrats, Nate.
Nicely done. All right, Chris, we got any claims in this $20,000 claiming race?
There were no claims in this one.
All righty. Let's move on to race number 4, back over on the turf track. Just 3-year-olds here. We got some youngins on the course, and 9 of them to be exact. What y'all looking for?
So I'm looking at Tactical Days. Won her last time out on race day 7 at 7.5 furlongs. So kind of doing the opposite of Windy City, stretching out instead of cutting back.
How about that? We got a ton of owner bred horses in this one. Pterodactyl, who's going for their first dollar. Margot Tenenbaum, Tactical Days, Lonely Lhasa, Fireside Chat. So I think that's more than half the field is owner bred.
Awesome. All right. See if we can get Pterodactyl in the money here. Out on the turf. And they're off. Margot Tenenbaum along with Pterodactyl setting the pace early. Tactical Days right there as well. Lonely Lhasa, Mutter, Sacre Bleu not far behind. Let's circle back and track Star in the Reel. Fireside Chat there as well, but Pterodactyl up in the front as we cut the halfway point. Margot Tenenbaum, Tactical Days, trying to make it a 3-horse front group, but right now it's just Pterodactyl and Margot Tenenbaum. Tactical Days, Fireside Chat, Lonely Lhasa, Sacre Bleu there, but Pterodactyl taking off on the field. Huge lead as we come down the stretch, building it to over 2 lengths, and they look like they're going to win easily. Pterodactyl there with the win. All the other horses catching up. Margot Tenenbaum, a solid 2nd place finish, and it might be close here for 3rd. Fireside Chat ends up with the show. Then it's Mutter, Lonely Lhasa, and Tactical Days in the money. Let's circle back Trackstar and Sacre Bleu. Finish out. But Pterodactyl, the first money they win is in a win for Andrew.
How about that?
Awesome.
And
Big win.
1, 2, 3, all owner bred, and 5 and 6. But yeah, Pterodactyl won by a ton. Really showed out, and then Margot Tenenbaum really actually had 2nd by a ton too. 2 horses with huge results in that one.
Indeed. Pterodactyl wanted that money. Went and got it. All right, race number 5. Staying on the turf here, same length. 4-year-olds, though, instead of the 3-year-olds. We've got 8 of them here. What are y'all looking for?
So this entire field has 18 combined starts on turf, but only 3 top 3 finishes on turf and no wins.
Oh, well, hey, this is their first chance. Kind of an accidental turf maiden. The horse that's had the most success here is Formulaic by a lot. But by grade, it's a pretty even field. So we'll see.
All right, indeed. Just E's and F's here. Let's get them in the gate, and they're off. Clip clopping into first here early. Your Nightmare not far behind anybody but Gary there as well with Formulaic, Moonbeam, all of Del Boca Vista, the Quad Laser, and Future World rounding out our field. But Formulaic right there now falling all the way back. We've got a close one here at the halfway point. Moonbeam now trying to build a little bit of a lead. Your Nightmare not letting them and overtaking. Formulaic there as well. Gonna be a close one coming down the stretch or around the turn. Your Nightmare, Formulaic, Moonbeam, all of Del Boca Vista, all in, along with Anybody But Gary. Clip Clop trying to make it there too, but it's Moonbeam and Anybody But Gary. Anybody But Gary streaking down the stretch. Moonbeam not letting him get away, taking the lead and winning it for Nate. Win number 52. Anybody But Gary ended up in second. Your Nightmare, the show. Then it's Formulaic, Olive Del Boca Vista, and Clip Clop rounding out the money. The Quad Laser and Future World. No money for you. Sorry. But Nate with another win. Moonbeam.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, congrats, Nate. Second win of the day. And I feel like Moonbeam just wrestled that win away from Anybody But Gary. Right?
Indeed.
That was just like an arm wrestling match.
Fought gamely, as they would say in horse racing.
There you go. Okay, yeah. Fought game.
Nice. All right.
Wait.
On to race number 6. Staying on the turf once again. Same distance as well, 10.5. And we've got some of the older horses here, 5 to 7, E&F. And what you guys looking for?
Magical Crinkle Ear, 5 top 3 finishes and 10 surf starts, and one of actually, I think, 4 horses today trying to get their 5th win. So good luck to Magical Crinkle Ear.
All right, yeah. Formerly of Nate's stable, but now in Zach's. Clearly the most successful horse in this race. The second most successful is Frush, formerly of Nate's stable, now with Charlie's. And then this is otherwise. Just look at the experience here. And it is a race only open to 5 to 7-year-olds, but perhaps a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience in this field.
Indeed. Grizzled veterans of the horse racing circuit here as we head back out to the turf. And they're off. Kumquat Aficionado setting the pace early with Captain Whatnot, along with Magical Crinkle Ear, 1.21 gigawatts there as well. But Captain Whatnot in the lead. In the backstretch, Eola's Ibar now up there in the first group. Fungal Ruski, Magical Crinkle Ear, all there as well. 1.21 gigawatts, Banjo, Kumquat Aficionado in the second group, but we've got a 4-horse race right now. Eola's Ibar, Captain Whatnot back and forth, Fumblerooski, Magical Crinkle here, all right there. 1.21 gigawatts now up into second and taking the lead back and forth with Captain Whatnot. Kumquat Aficionados there as well. We've got a lot of horses still alive here down the stretch. Fumblerooski, Eola's Ibar. The Old Elm Tree Banjo trying to catch 2. 1.21 gigawatts making a run. Susanna also making a run. It's going to be a photo finish, and Susanna coming from behind, getting the win for my stable. 1.21 gigawatts with the place Fumblerooski to show. Then it's the Nuclear Option, Gunslinger, and Frush in the money, followed by Eola's Ibar, Magical Crinkle Ear, the Old Elm Tree, Kumquat Aficionado, Banjo, and Captain Whatnot. But congrats, Susanna, my stable.
Yeah, congrats, Jimmy. Wild race. All sorts of lead changes. And look at this.
Yeah, look at Susanna down there. Just Biden time.
Look at 2 things. Look who's in last, Susanna.
Oh my goodness.
Look who's in first.
It completely flipped.
Yeah. So Captain Whatnot used their speed out at the beginning and had the lead
late.
This late, and Susanna's still in last at this point.
What the fuck?
Captain Whatnot loses their spot, but Susanna's still in last until here. And then watch Susanna. And if you want, watch Captain Whatnot. But quite the charge. Look, still way down here.
That is crazy.
Saved their speed for the end, and it was enough.
Unbelievable stretch run there.
Inspired by Golden Tempo.
There you go. Oh,
there you go.
There you go.
Another good race there.
Absolutely. All right. 4 more to go. We've got 2 claiming races, and then we'll have our 2 final races on the turf. Second claiming race of the day here on the turf, 8.5 furlongs. And we've got 8 horses. A varied field here. What do you guys see besides the obvious Ney Anastasio favorite here?
Yeah, I'm looking at 621's Tiny Dancer, got the surprising second place finish in the Kentucky Oaks, so maybe give Anastasio some trouble here.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I highlighted Anastasio as the clear favorite, and it's also it's fun for me to watch if a $30,000 D grade horse would get claimed today. You've Been Warned has had tons of success, and Prospectus with their 23rd start.
Wow. All right. Back out to the turf. All but 2 horses going to be in the money, and they're off. Just the Messenger, You've Been Warned, up there with Moral Hazard, as Just the Messenger takes an early lead. You've Been Warned right up there, trying to make it a group. Moral Hazard, 621 Sign Answer, Nay Anastasio in the second group right now. 2-horse race between You've Been Warned, Just the Messenger. 621 Tiny Dancer creeping up there. Moral Hazard as well. And the bottom horses trying to make it a fun race as well. Prospectus, Gratitude, Nay Anastasio, all right there. Got to keep an eye on all the horses, though. You never know. You've Been Warned. 621 Tiny Dancer, Just the Messenger now up there. You've Been Warned, holding the fort right now. But as soon as I said, Just the Messenger took over, finishing strong. You've Been Warned, trying to make it close, but they will not. Just the Messenger wins it for Stefan. Second win of the day for Stefan Stable. You've Been Warned in second. 621's Tiny Dancer with the show. Then it's Prospectus, Nay Anastasio, and Moral Hazard in the money. Gratitude, Junior Bacon rounding out the field. But congrats to Stefan, Just the Messenger.
Yeah, congrats, Stefan. Second win of the day. And what an upset. And Anastasio, I think he frankly just had a rough day, right? He's better than that, but
For
Nate
sure.
highlighted 621's Tiny Dancer and asked if they could challenge Nay, and they did, but only finished third. So strange race.
Indeed.
But yeah, congrats, Stefan.
All right. Did the D grade horse or any other of them get claimed at that $30,000 mark, Chris?
We had one claim, and it was Nay Anastasio to Kalen's stable.
There you go. All righty.
All right. Congrats, Andrew, on the extra pay, and congrats, Kalen, on adding a very young D grade horse. And this was also the first horse that Andrew named. So I would imagine a
Nice.
little bittersweet. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, Andrew says enjoy the heartache. So not very, yeah,
Listen, the Nay
was
Anastasio,
ready. He was ready for that horse to leave, I guess.
he's got a very large, very long career ahead of him, though.
There you go. Indeed. All right. All right. Our last claiming race of the day, 40,000 over on the dirt, 8 furlongs, and got Off to Neverland as the D grade favorite, but Frequent Flyer Miles right there as an E grade with Work Burnout. What else do you guys see?
Yeah, I'm still gonna focus on Off to Neverland. Has not been in the top three since his first start on race day 2 in 2024, so it's been quite a while.
Okay, yeah, and this race is a little bit upside down. So what Nate said is the D grade horse is the favorite who's had little success lately. The next two horses grade wise are E grade horses, and that's Work Burnout and Frequent Flyer Miles, who combined, despite 19 starts, have 0 top 3 finishes and barely $11,000 in career prize money. And then the horses with the most success are the experienced F grade horses, Usurper from Nate's stable and Gadsden Tide, one of those heavily worked horses from Brett's stable in the 7th spot. So it's kind of upside down. The favorite on paper is Off to Neverland. We'll see.
All right, out to the dirt. Everybody's in the money except for one, and they're off. Work Burnout, along with Usurper, setting the pace early with None the Wiser. Tip of Pooh's Nose, Frequent Flyer Miles, Off to Netherland, and Gadsden Tide rounding out our field, but it's close right now. Usurper up front. Frequent Flyer Miles not far behind, along with None the Wiser. Off to Netherland now up in the 4th. But Usurper maintaining a small lead. Frequent Flyer Miles, None the Wiser, inching up there, making it a close race. Off to Neverland, Tip of Pooh's Nose, Work Burnout all there. Gadsden Tide even trying to make a run. We're going to have a photo finish, looks like. Nose to nose, Usurper, Off to Netherland, Frequent Flyer Miles, all right there. Frequent Flyer Miles now taking the lead. Off to Netherland, trying to run him down, and does. But that'll be 1-2 for Charlie. Off to Neverland and Frequent Flyer Miles getting the 1-2 for Charlie. Work Burnout there in the 3rd. Usurper, None the Wiser, and Gadsden Tide getting in the money. Tip of Pooh's Nose is our trailer. But congrats to Charlie. Yet another 1-2 finish here in our horse racing league.
Yeah, congrats, Charlie. This I noticed. I only know this because of Nate's knowledge. But if you paid attention, the list of people that had 1-2 finishes, Charlie had none. So this is his first 1-2 finish.
Nice.
There we go.
Congrats to him. He's probably flying off to Neverland, and that's how he got the Frequent Flyer Miles.
Nice.
All right,
Any
so
claims, Chris?
Yeah, this is a claims race, and Off to Neverland's a D grade horse. This is 40,000, and there were no claims.
All righty. That's it for our claiming races. We got 2 more left. That means, of course, our penultimate race of the day here. A full 12 furlongs on the turf and a wonderful variety of horses here in our field. 15 horses. And of course, my dark horse of the day, Campfire Songs, there in the 12 spot. We'll see what happens there. What else you guys looking for?
So Runt, the household name in the HRFL, even though 12 furlongs is her ideal distance, she's never finished better than third in 7 starts at this distance. So we'll see if she can turn that around.
Yeah, interesting because she has the 4 wins. So this is another one I highlighted with a clear favorite, and that's Christian's Good Authority, the B grade horse. This is a huge field, but despite there's only one B grade horse, and in fact, there's only one C grade horse, and that's What the Fluff, who has in 12 starts, no top 3 finishes, and only $6,600 total. Actually, yeah, has won the least amount of money in the field. And then there's a big swath of D grade horses trying to chase those 2 down.
For sure. Alrighty.
Brett,
I almost had Runt as my dark horse as well, but 4 wins, it was hard, and all that money it was hard to justify it as a dark horse. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Out on the turf.
Brett says, let's get fluffy.
Nice. All right, last horses in the gate, and they're off.
Oh wait, wrong race.
Yep. Ignore that. Nobody saw that.
All right.
All right, now we're ready.
The Kentucky Derby had a kind of a false start. All right,
They did.
Let's do it the way they did. Everyone has to get back out of the gate. Walk around for a second.
Then reload. Yeah, walk around and reload one by one here.
All right, now we're reloaded.
All right. Last horse in the gate, and they're off. Penultimate race of the day. Campfire Songs out to an early lead. Jeffersonian Good Authority now overtaking them as they come around the first turn. What the Fluff up there taking the lead now. And lots of movement under What the Fluff and Good Authority, but they are running it right now. Runt now up into that top 3. We've got a 3-horse group in front. House Money now up there as well. Runt trying to pull away, but the field won't let him. What the Fluff there as well. House Money now. What the Fluff now with a big lead as they come down the stretch. What the Fluff, huge 2-length lead. Runt and Good Authority trying to catch up, and doesn't look like they might do it. Good Authority, though, making a late run and just misses catching What the Fluff. So congrats to Brett. What the Fluff. He called it before. Good Authority in second, Johnny's Bullpen in third. Then it's Runt, Campfire Songs, and House Money rounding out the money, followed by On the Circuit, Playing Costa Rica, Albie, Jeffersonian, Hippie DNA, Belafonte, Rise to Vote, Sir Iambic Pentameter, and Vibing rounding out our field. But Brett, what the fluff, man.
Getting fluffy with it. Brett says we've finally been fluffed. All right, so hey, big win, and actually, really congrats to What the Fluff, because that was their
For sure
start, first top 3 finish, and the win. And then a lot of the horses that we talked about were the ones that we were really watching. Good Authority, Runt, and What the Fluff, and then Plan Costa Rica made a charge there a little bit late, but ran out of gas. This was a 12 furlong adventure, so hard to keep it up.
Indeed. My dark horse got in the money, at least. I'll take that.
There you go. Yeah, 5th. You said 3rd. That is pretty close.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take it. All right. Last race of the day, race number 10. We're staying on the turf, a little shorter here, 9.5 furlongs, and a talented field here of 17 horses. Obviously, we talked a little bit about pregame. What else are you guys looking at?
Yeah, everybody might be watching Checkmate, but don't sleep on the 2025 Breeders' Cup Female Turf Champion Folklore, and don't get involved the 2025 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf Champion. So 2 other stakes winners in here.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. So there are some challengers. Sometimes it feels like the conversation starts and ends with Checkmate, but I'm glad Nate did some digging. He identified a couple other ones to watch.
Awesome. All right. Let's see how it shakes out. Last race of the day here at beautiful Lewis Downs.
All
Get the
right.
last horse in the gate.
You might have a sense of how this one starts, but how about ends?
Yeah. All right. And they're off. Checkmate, as if setting the pace early. Foose picket fence up and taking the lead quickly away. As they come down the backstretch, Foo's picket fence and Checkmate. The top group, everybody else trying to play catch up. It's Checkmate and Foo's picket fence back and forth. Foo's picket fence now with a huge lead, running away from the field. Checkmate with a huge lead in second. Orange Blossom, Chaos Dimension fighting for third. Orange Blossom pulling away a little bit now. Foo's picket fence, though, they have run the race and they have destroyed everyone. Congrats to Christian and Foo's picket fence. Checkmate, a strong second there for Alex, and we're going to have a close one for third. Prognosis negative, overtaken, don't get involved for the show. Chaos Dimension coming up into fourth, don't get involved in fifth. Captain Deadpool rounding out our money. Then it's As If, Chapter Book, The Dude Abides, Orange Blossom, Street Credibility, Bill of Rights, Pegasus 2011, Pride of Scotland, Ralt, Stradivarius, Savvy Play 2, and Folklore getting the last place there. But as we said, Christian, first, third, and fourth in our last race of the day, but Foo's picket fence getting the win.
Yes, congrats, Christian. We talked
Thank
about
you.
we talked about first and second place finishes and first, second, and third, but yeah, first, third, and fourth was Checkmate, the one breaking it up. Can't do a lot better than that. And it's also a little bit of redemption because Christian was the owner with the clear favorite in the last race. Didn't get the win, but his B grade horse made the upset and beat the clear favorite in this one.
Very impressively
Indeed.
too.
Yes, that was crazy.
Oh yeah. In fact, let's take a look. And both Checkmate and Foo's picket fence had out of this world performances.
Indeed.
And Checkmate's is just overshadowed because of that gap. And then I think it made Checkmate angry because then she sped up and yeah, look at that.
Left the rest of the field
And
in the
Foo's picket
dust.
fence had been done for Foo's picket fence had a drink of water by now. And then second place. So yeah, dominant performance by those two.
Nicely done. Oops, excuse me. All right. Just to update you, of course, as Chris updates our standings. As Chris said, we've got the draft June 7th. We've got a couple races before then. Of course, we're going to go to Southwell Racecourse in 2 weeks for race day number 10. And that'll be our last one before the Lewis Downs Sprint Championship week, race day number 11 on May 31st before our draft a week later.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
so we'll talk about next week just in a second here, but the standings updated. Brett had fallen from second to third. He now passed Jimmy back into second by less than $1,000.
Phew. My goodness.
How about that? We got Nate up into seventh now. He's making the climb. Everyone look out. And
Climb is
that's
all
how
there
it
is.
looks. What's that?
The climb is all there is.
There you go. Brett
Fluffy
says
margin between me and Brett there.
yeah, fluffy margin between second and third.
Nice.
All right, so that's how it looks. Yeah, we're going across the pond.
Oh,
We've been to Saudi Arabia before, but we're going to England. That kind of across the pond next time out for the Southwell Racecourse.
Awesome.
The horse racing is a big deal, big tradition for the British. The Southwell Racecourse is not by any means the most famous course, but I picked it because it's the one that I could find that has a dirt and turf track that are like the American tracks that our league uses.
Awesome.
So we'll go
All right.
across the pond.
Looking forward to it, Chris. Thank you, and thank you, Nate, for all your knowledge and expertise. For Nate and Chris, I am Jimmy Rakes. Y'all have a great evening, and we will see you in 2 weeks across the pond at Southwell Racecourse. Have a good night, everybody.